Welcome to the first week of summer in Vermont. I'm afraid we have a few logistics we need to sort out before we can finish the final push on the rocket mass heater build. But we do have plenty of new developments in our ongoing backyard bird drama and some of the last few exciting details that will make our yurt a modern home, even though we're living off the grid. Good morning. I'm afraid we've lost a bit of momentum on the rocket mass heater bench. The morning that Charles dropped off his mom at the airport was the first of 3 days with high temperatures around 95 degrees, and that was followed by several days of thunderstorms. But Charles did get a chance to work a bit more on the stove doors. We are on day 2 of a 3-day heat wave, and Charles went yesterday to purchase some already sifted clay for the top coat. So the good news is we don't have to sift it. The bad news is we need to give our borrowed trailer back right away, so we've got to get it off the trailer this morning before it gets hot. Well, now there are 2 robins in the nest. One of them left yesterday, probably because it was so hot. It might be a few days early, but I think they're just barely old enough to have a chance of surviving out there. It's a few hours later, and another chick has jumped down. This one is in the process of leaving the nest. It's obviously roasting. Poor birdies. Well, I don't see anybody in the nest anymore. I do hear a whole lot of chirping coming from the ground. I'll go ahead and leave them alone so Mom and Dad can come back to feed all 3 of them. It must be quite a job to keep track of them in here. Your underwear are gonna be famous. Good morning. Today is a very exciting day. We are receiving the delivery of our refrigerator and our dishwasher, the last 2 appliances that will make the yurt fully functional. And meanwhile, the bluebirds are building a new nest in the lower bluebird box down behind the yurt. Just like they did last year, they built a nest for the first brood up at the top of the hill, and then they raised another brood down here at the yurt. They're on track to do the same thing again, and while the female is busy bringing nesting materials into the box, the first brood, which turned out to be 3 babies, They are very interested and they keep landing on the top of the box and watching what she's doing. What you doing?
Making a list. Go to the hardware store once.
Can you talk a little bit about why the dishwasher was a bear of an installation?
Well, it was hard. The dishwasher itself is not dimensionally stable. It takes a lot of work to get it in there just right. Poking, prodding, pulling, pushing. Dishwashers, you have to do everything from below when you're hooking them up. That makes it hard on the shoulders on a tile floor laying on it, trying to get those things hooked up. It's a pain in the ass. all hooked up.
We're supposed to test it without dishes, so we're about to run it through a cycle and keep an eye on it for leaks. Charles has some leak detectors on order, but until they get here in the mail, I guess he's going to be our leak detector. Did it drain?
It drained, and I don't see any leaks on the drain line. I think it's good to go. Except for I got to put all this insulation in.
So far, I'm not impressed with the buttons on the top design because you can't see them except when the door is open, so you certainly can't see them during the cycle when they're trying to give you information. Oh well. We had a lot of priorities, including mainly that it be energy efficient and quiet, so that limited our options considerably. I know we still have some piles of construction materials and active projects going on, but we are so excited to have a complete kitchen. And I do have one more bird announcement. The indigo buntings have been hanging around all season. I'm not sure whether the one that I found on the ground was our male or his defeated rival, but we have had a pair hanging around for the entire season. And we thought that they had probably nested in a place that we couldn't find this year. But then the female was picking spider webs off the hitch of our trailer, and she started fluttering around in the same spot where they built a nest last year and also the year before. So they seem to be very attached to that spot, and in the days since, she has built a nest. It's very, very, very difficult to film in there. And we just got lucky last year that there was a hole in the ferns where we could view the nest. I'm not going to make one on purpose. So if you're curious about the indigo buntings, I encourage you to watch the entire episode I made about them last year. If you enjoy watching baby birds grow up, you will not be disappointed. This year's nest is a few weeks later in the season than last year. Eventually, she did lay 4 eggs, and as of yesterday, 2 of them had hatched. We just realized that we don't have any Well, we just realized that, okay, so we do have a little bit of dish detergent.